Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Hicksey podcast. And we're looking out the back here, and Dave, I think someone's house is on fire.
I'd hope not, because
it looks controlled from here, but
it might. I
don't know.
Who knows? Hasn't there already been like a fire in the neighborhood already?
Yeah, we went across the street.
Yeah,
I remember that day. I was coming home from school. My mom was like,
"Don't come home."
Nah, she didn't say don't come home, but she said like, be careful.
Yeah.
It's like there was a fire. And I remember because those were the days where I would go to school first thing in the morning, and then I'd go to work. I'd probably get out of school by 12:30, so then I would drive home at 1, and then I'd have a half hour to get ready to go to work, and I'd go to work for 2 to 7.
Yeah.
And I was late to work that day. I'll tell you that because they had shut down the entire street. And we had a park on the side of Skokrat. And Skokrat, it's a pretty busy road.
Yeah, sketchy.
It's pretty sketchy. So I had to park in someone's driveway. And
hey, what are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah, exactly. So I asked them to. I knocked on their door and I was like, "Is it okay if I just park maybe in your driveway?" Yeah, no problem. I just told her. I told her the entire situation.
All right.
Yeah, it was a weird day, but hopefully we got controlled fire going on over there. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As I mentioned, another Hicksey podcast. Just me and Dave here today. Obviously, I don't know if you guys could tell, working with a little bit of a cold here. So, gotta make sure.
Sounds shitty.
Yeah, not sounding the best, but getting better. Started Wednesday, and it just got worse.
Really?
Yeah, Wednesday was actually it started Tuesday. I did a podcast with Chris, and I told Chris, I was like, I think I might be getting sick.
Yeah. So
I had taken some airborne the night before, and woke up on Wednesday, and I was like, yep, no, I'm really sick. But
really?
I had to go to work. I had to go to work that day too. I had to go 8 to 1 to work.
Sucks.
Then I had an exam that same day, so I couldn't miss school or anything. So I had to go to school, and then yeah, it was a trying day for sure.
Quick question: When you have a cold, do your eyes get all watery, or is it just me?
I think the first day they were pretty watery.
Oh, because when I have a cold, my eyes are just like it's like a waterfall. It's
really?
It's bad. I think that's probably the worst part because I'm trying to see, and it's just and it hurts too when I'm when it's and my nose is also congested. I can't breathe. It's just it's a double whammy for me.
That's really what's been killing me. Is the congestion.
Really?
The congestion as far as the nose is concerned. I had a cough yesterday, but it wasn't anything. It's nothing too crazy.
That's wild. I actually haven't had a cold in 2 years now.
Good for you, man.
Dude, I don't get sick. I really don't.
Yeah, no, you're lucky, man. I think it's probably because of all the germs you had over in Ghana. Oh, yeah, you know what I mean? You guys probably had way worse.
Oh, are you kidding me? I had malaria. Oh, it's not really a germ. It's kind of it's parasite really. But I had malaria. I had cholera. I've had different types of other things. So I think my immune system is probably used to it can pretty much take on AIDS at this point. If I got
AIDS,
it,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm joking, but I'm not gonna test it out either. But I'm just saying, it's just I don't know. I don't get sick anymore. It's good and bad thing.
Nah, that's good for you. Getting sick sucks.
Well, sometimes I just want to have the day off and just relax the house and do nothing. But then I don't get sick, so it's
yeah, but you're struggling the entire day. Just
yeah, but still, I'd rather just sleep and relax the whole day. I don't know.
Well, you can't sleep. That's another thing. I couldn't sleep either. That Wednesday night, I took some NyQuil.
Yeah.
I mean, NyQuil, holy cow! You want to fall asleep and go into a deep sleep? Take NyQuil every night. Holy cow, that stuff knocks you out. And then I woke up and I was sweating like you wouldn't believe it.
Jesus, that sounds like a fever.
Yeah, it was. It was bad.
Oh my god!
So I had to change all my clothes. I was just dripping in sweat. It was disgusting.
Telling you, the best way to lose weight is just get a cold or mono.
That's true. I've been gaining weight. My goal was probably hit 180, 185, and I was getting pretty close to that goal. And then just this sickness has been killing me. I didn't eat all Thursday. I think I ate maybe a piece of toast.
Really? Yikes.
Yeah, the common cold. It sucks because you just can't get it. You just gotta wait for it to get out of your system.
Yeah, it's nothing you could cure right. Haven't they tried curing it many times and it does not, because it always adapts like the medicine.
Adapts. Yeah.
It's you can't kill it. I mean, maybe in the future they'll probably find a way to like get rid of it permanently, but like until then we just have to.
Have you ever gotten a flu shot?
I think I got when I first came here. Yes,
okay.
I got one because I don't get, like I said, I don't really need one. Cause,
but did you get the flu right after though, right?
I think so, because I remember I remember getting sick a couple of days after I got the flu shot, and then I was fine.
Yeah, that's typically what happens. I think my mom and dad got it last year, and they both got the flu. And they're both out of work for almost half a week because the flu is terrible.
Oh yeah,
I've never had it, but
it's just
everyone.
You're cold.
Yeah, my parents got it, and I think Jason got it too.
Really?
It wasn't. Jason didn't get it this year, but he probably got it. I'm gonna say either when I was in 8th grade or when I was a freshman, because I remember we were in Derby at the time, and Jason got it, and Jason got a full week off of school.
Really?
Yeah, because they don't want it to spread around and stuff.
Yeah.
They want to keep it
Horrible.
isolated.
Like you're sweating, then 1 minute. See, the thing is, I don't like, because my body, if it's hot, it needs to be hot all day. If it's cold, it needs to be cold all day. If it transitions like that, my body has a hard time adapting. So when I had the cold or the flu back then, like I was so uncomfortable because like 1 minute I'd be sweating and out of chain, and then the next
it's
minute
the same.
Freezing,
the same thing with the cold too.
Yeah.
Like I remember at the beginning of the day, I just had like a t-shirt and shorts on because I was so hot, and then of course I get freezing cold, and so I switch, and I'm just going back and forth the entire day.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Imagine if you didn't have any vaccinations as a child,
dude.
Imagine that.
Dude, I got it. Sorry to tell you, because back in Ghana, we had there was one kid. Again, I'm gonna guess he didn't have the shot.
Was it because
shots.
his parents just?
I don't.
Were they? Was it part of their like religion? You think?
I'm not either that or like maybe they couldn't afford the medications.
Yeah.
But anyway, the shots, whatever. But anyway, so the kid had like polio.
Oh.
Yeah, the legs, he couldn't like walk properly. So I remember I'd feel so bad for him. Like all of us, because back we'd have this like the whole school would have one soccer ball, and all of us would just be playing at once. It was chaotic. But like I was a child, right? It doesn't really matter, right? As long as you got to kick the ball once, that's all that mattered.
Okay.
But anyways, like this kid would just be sitting on just chilling there, and I'm like, dude, I felt so bad for that kid. I was like,
why? Because his legs are just messed up.
Because polio.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude.
Wow.
Rip.
My mom, she went to Catholic school her entire life. One of the nuns, I guess, she had polio in her hand.
Yeah.
And her hand was just like shriveled up, like in like her fingers and stuff shriveled up in like a circle like that. Yeah. I was like,
fuck, man. Have you ever had any of those other like diseases? Like, have you had like measles or
like
chicken
really
pox?
my worst disease was probably, I don't remember it because I was really little, but I had Lyme disease.
Lyme disease.
You know what Lyme disease is?
Actually, no, I don't know what Lyme disease is.
I think you guys might not have it, but it's when it's basically a mosquito bite.
Yeah.
And what you get is you get this big bullseye. Mine was on my back. So you get this big bullseye right on your back, and you just get terribly, terribly ill. There was a breakout of it, but they do have medications.
Yes.
Stuff
Is
that.
something with like vaccination? Like if you got it, if you got the vaccines when you
and then you get vaccinated.
Okay.
After
all right.
I think after the fact, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, when I was my mom got it, and then I got it.
Yeah.
Like almost immediately after her, and I was little, so
on a scale of 1 to 10, how horrible was it?
I don't know.
Oh,
because I was a little kid. I had no idea.
Sense.
But from what I heard, it's bad, and if it's not treated early, you could die.
Yeah. I had chicken pox and measles.
I think my dad had chicken pox. I think both my parents did. Yeah.
Yeah. I had them both. They were enough. I just remember just scratching my skin. It was just bleeding all over the place. It was disgusting. Ugh. It was gross. Measles. I looked like a walking Crunch bar. You know what a Crunch bar is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what I looked like. It was disgusting. Yeah, I know. Making screw. Yeah, but like, dude, it was the worst thing ever. I would just be itching and oh my god, horrible. So, but like, dude, again. Like,
but going back to like anti-vaxxing, imagine doing that to your kid,
dude.
Can you just imagine doing it? None of the evidence that they bring up ever makes any sense.
It does not make sense. It's like, oh, my kid died randomly because I give him the vaccine, but then it's probably like maybe neglect or some other reason why the kid died, but it's not because of the vaccine. It makes no sense.
Well, not because of the. we were listening to one example right before the show.
Yeah.
This guy, he said his kid's his kid
was like anus, by the way.
His kid's gas name is Anus, so you know he's a reliable source. But anyways, this genius named Anus, I guess his first kid, when they were 1 or 2, they were fine, and then we gave them the vaccinations, and then all of a sudden the toxins started building up, and I feel like that's what they all say. They're like, oh, toxins started building up inside their body, and that's when you're just like,
there's literally genuine evidence that says that you're not gonna get toxins,
and that's what
it's beneficial.
And the reason why my kid has a food allergy is because of the vaccinations.
What? How do you tie food?
It just doesn't make any sense.
What? It makes, dude.
And I think that guy. Dumb. We didn't watch the rest of the video, but I think he led up to say I think his second child had autism or something like that. And it was the same exact thing. When they were 1 or 2, they were fine. But if he was any smart and he just went on the internet, made a simple Google search, if your child's autistic, a lot of the warning signs, they typically happen around 1 or 2 years old. It doesn't just you don't just know.
So suddenly this one vaccine has the ability to change the amount of chromosomes and whatever you have.
And this goes for all. I feel bad for the doctors and scientists that it's their life's work.
Yeah.
These vaccinations to try to protect the human race, and people are just like, no, I'm just not gonna believe.
Nope,
I'm just not gonna believe you.
Especially it's like the Hollywood people, because they kind of started it before.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, if Hollywood people are doing it, people are obviously gonna get influenced by that. So like now it's spreading like a plague again. The people are not.
Well, it's not even the people in Hollywood. It's just people all over the internet.
Yeah.
You can look anything up, and you can have some goofball's gonna believe you. You know what I mean?
Just
some guy who had a degree and it got taken away because
I think that's what happened. One guy was like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I'm mixing. I
think you're right."
But one doctor was like, "This vaccinations will give you diseases instead of cure them." And then he got his degree taken, his PhD taken away or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, and
pretty much shunned by the community.
It's important to have that stuff peer reviewed.
Yeah,
because most papers written by that they're peer reviewed, even the smaller things. But to go to something to this extent to say that. The vaccinations long term have harm, that's. What's that sound?
I have no idea. We have a strange occurrence here, guys.
So yeah, we got something going on downstairs right now.
Wait, pause it really. You could pause that, by the way.
So we're just gonna take a quick break and figure out what's going on downstairs.
Quick break, quick breather.
Well, paranormal activity.
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately, didn't go down. It was just my mom. Everyone came home from dinner. Kind of scary, Dave.
Yeah, a little bit. I was freaked out.
Yeah, it kind of freaked me out, I'm not going to lie. But going back to what we were talking about, this guy, these doctors who, I mean, they've gone crazy at.
Yeah.
None of it was peer reviewed, all stuff like that. And then if you're just some conspiracy theorist, you can just go on the internet. You can really find anything you want.
It's mostly it's a conspiracy theory. They either want to be like, maybe they're doctors who want to be like popular again, so they're trying to figure some new things out to get them at that like extreme prestige level.
I just think I don't think it's anything about that. I think it's just they just want attention.
That's what I'm saying. They want attention. That they want to go to like the
but
elevator.
It doesn't make any sense because they get the attention, but they're not going to elevate themselves in the scientific community.
Yeah, because it's not right.
Right.
It's false. It literally there's evidence all over the internet, all over in real life. You can look at people. I've been vaccinated. I'm not dead yet. So like
not yet.
Well, not yet. Anyways, we'll die eventually.
We're gonna die eventually.
But okay, let's not get morbid here. That's another conversation.
Right.
But anyways, it's just I don't understand people. I really don't. And people who believe it too. Literally just ready. Go on the internet. Type in vaccination and purposes. It will give you like a bunch of things, and then it's like, oh, okay, so we do need this stuff. We don't. It's not just some bullshit people are just
right because or else you'll be like the kid in your school who's got polio and he can't walk.
Exactly. You don't want your kid to be not, and you don't want your kid to suffer pretty much.
It's incredibly risky and
exactly.
And for what?
For nothing. for your beliefs. Oh, okay, I believe it's gonna cause me to give my son autism. Where's the evidence in that?
The answer is there isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
But they'll find some goofball on the internet who will write about it and have some ridiculous some ridiculous facts that are falsified, and they'll believe it. And it's unfortunate,
dude. It's
to say the least. Some other conspiracies off the top of your head, Dave. Name another one.
The flat Earth one.
Flat Earth.
Oh my god, dude.
Like, give me a break.
Where do I even begin with that one? Like,
give me a break.
Where the fuck do I begin? It's just, oh my god.
And it, again, like you said, it starts with the people over in Hollywood.
Yep.
And the athletes. The one that comes off the top of my head, Kyrie Irving, basketball player for the Celtics. He was a guy that was out. And he was like, I'm pretty sure the Earth is flat.
How many planes has he been in? Hasn't he seen the curve of the Earth?
I'm sure he's been in a bunch of them.
But does he not like?
Listen, this guy. Here's the deal about Kyrie Irving. The guy, he'll say one thing. I guess what people say is he's like a troll or something like that.
Really?
So he's just trolling people
I hope it is a troll, because then it's like.
Because I think he came back and said, he's like, no, man, I was just goofing around. It's like, I don't know.
Better be goofing around, because like.
It just doesn't make any sense.
It does not make
any sense. And then
sense.
I saw this one video of a guy who he definitely believes the Earth is flat. So there was some guy who worked for NASA, and he just went up to him. I think he was in like a Starbucks or something like that, and he just attacked the guy, and it was like, hey, he's like, what's the evidence that the Earth is flat? And the NASA guy just wouldn't talk to him because
he's smart and
he's smart. He's like, no, this guy's freaking crazy. He's like, I'm not gonna talk to him.
There's no point starting this conversation with this
idiot. And he's like, yep, see, you won't tell me anything. He's like, no, he's not telling you anything because he's scared of you.
Yeah, you look insane
because you're attacking him. And again, I just feel bad for the people at NASA who worked their entire lives studying this.
They've flown to space.
Going to space.
Yeah.
Seeing the Earth is round.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, these are people who believe the moon landing was like fake and all that stuff.
I actually think there's some pretty compelling evidence about that.
Really?
That's another conspiracy.
Yeah, I think we should do that another time, but I want to.
Especially the first one. The first one with Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
And all that. At that time, we were in the Cold War. Listen, do I think it's fake? I'm not going to outright say it's fake. I don't know enough evidence. I don't have enough evidence behind it, but,
Yeah, I think I understand where you're coming from, because,
it could have easily been, you put some Hollywood effects to it. Just to flex on the Russians.
Yeah. I mean, I do get where you're coming from, though, but I honestly think it's genuine. I'm not. Again, I would have to go do some
Listen, I'm not gonna. I will never.
We're not Alex Jones here, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna come outright and just say it's a government conspiracy.
It's a government conspiracy. Damn it!
God damn it! I love Alex Jones. He's such a goofball.
He is a goof, absolute goof.
I'm actually retarded.
Oh my god! But anyways, no. Back to the flat Earth though. Like, literally. I know I keep saying going back to evidence, but it's everywhere. There's evidence. Look,
especially with the flat Earth.
Especially in 2019 now. Like, there's too much. People have gone to space. People are in space right now. Currently,
people are taking satellite pictures from space, and it is round.
It's like, then they believe there's facility. It was running the lava flow. And
what about another good government conspiracy? There's no dinosaurs. Everyone made up dinosaurs for I actually don't think it's a government conspiracy. I think it's a Hollywood conspiracy.
Yeah. Because, dude, dinosaurs, there's literally...
Because, you can make a bunch of cool movies about it, video games and stuff like that.
Exactly. But, why would you... There's, again,
paleontologists.
They exist for a reason.
I feel bad for those people because their work is being,
discredited.
Looked down. Yeah, discredited, looked down upon, basically. And these guys have done years and years of research.
Imagine going to school for how many years, getting a degree, and then finding legit concrete evidence of this. Oh, okay, this is a T-Rex head, the Triceratops head, and then having this goofball, this absolute goober, just be like, hey, that's fake.
I recommend watching the Joe Rogan podcast because they had a paleontologist come on, and this guy.
I saw that this morning, actually.
You did? Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it. So. Just discrediting this one guy, and I think one thing that was interesting was something he said. Every single time they make a building in Los Angeles, they have to bring a paleontologist in because if they find, he's got to look to make sure there's no fossils there because
really?
you got to keep them preserved.
Yeah.
And he found.
Wait, so you're saying that's like most of the dinosaurs kind of died?
Well, California was underwater before.
Really?
Yeah, prehistorically, it was
Shit,
still
man.
underwater.
Dude, that's fucking
So
insane.
they found, I think he found like an entire humpback whale or something. I don't know what kind of whale. Maybe a big blue whale. Just an entire skeleton, and they were gonna build a building over there, and he found an entire skeleton just right on the
shit, that's
right in the middle
wild.
of Los Angeles.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Especially now
so-
it's like a drought station now. It's literally fires happening every day, but like that's nuts.
Yeah,
That's-
so
But yeah, dude, I was watching the video this morning, and the guy was just literally he was turning red. Because he was like, "This is legit bullshit."
yeah.
He was about to throw some gloves at a guy. He was about someone's got to get clapped, like, because again, you're doing this all your life, and then you just get someone who's
the thing that pissed me off most was the guy who made the video also made a video about flat Earths, and he made.
Why am I not surprised? Why am I not
The
surprised?
fake moon landing. So this guy just has. His reputation is just doubting everything that exists and
What
then
exists.
coming up with these, one-sided conversations where it's
Yeah.
just him talking, and he never really inserts the naysayer, which, nowadays in conversations, you just it just never happens.
Yeah. It's one side, or if you have an opposing view, you're wrong. Why would people make up all these random things, like, especially in this day and age where there's an abundance of technology? Click on your phone, you could get access to like how many.
You can get access to any like scientific papers
Pretty
that people
much.
have done that have been peer reviewed by another 100 doctors.
Exactly. Like,
Well, I mean, people believe what they want to believe, and if they have their mindset on something, I mean, I guess you just got to shrug your shoulders.
that's
and
the
just
crazy.
let 'em
Because
live.
again, I was actually listening to a. Again, back to I was watching a podcast on Joe Rogan today of like of Bigfoot and whatnot, and they were saying
there
these
you go.
people they tend to delve in like they have this like tiny spark of like belief of one thing, and then dedicate all their like life and energy and resources into believing it. And next thing you know, instead of just it exists there, it kind of enveloped in the whole like theory of everything. So it's everything that's like real and materialistic to them is just kind of blocked off or cut off from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like
what do you think about Bigfoot? You think he's real? As some sort of Sasquatch, because there's a bunch of different versions of him too.
Yes.
There's like a Yeti, and he's like the snow version of Sasquatch.
and there's like the ones that live in North America.
I think at some point there was something similar to it.
There was this creature called Gigantolopithecus.
Okay.
It looked like an orangutan, but then like orangutans are like maybe 3-4 feet tall, standing, but then just kind of stretch it out a little bit, make it 10 feet tall.
Wow.
That's what that thing is. And
Wow.
it lived like up to like 100,000 years ago. It kind of died off around that time. But yeah, dude, that thing was
Because
monstrous.
at the time there was a bunch of different humans. I believe that they found evidence of dwarves actually on the coast of Madagascar.
Really?
Yeah, they found fossils, and they were human-like fossils, so they knew he could stand upright and stuff like that. So they were just a bunch of dwarves living on Madagascar, but they just couldn't adapt.
Yeah.
So I believe it. I believe that there were at one point 10-foot humans, but
Well, what I'm saying that what I just described to you is not actually human. It's
Okay.
it's an animal, not a
Alright.
not a subspecies.
oh,
of
so it's
human.
it's another okay. I
Yeah, this is
understand.
just like an actual like not a subspecies.
I
but
apologize.
I'm just saying that like no, it's fine. But like again, because again, yeah, they might exist at one point, but like they're all dead. And if it existed to this day, you think with all our stuff we have now, you think we would not be able to find it at this point already?
Well, the interesting thing is, I mean, it would be easy to find it places like here, where, I mean, we do have pretty dense woods, but it's not as dense as you've never seen. I mean, I've never seen it, and I'm sure you haven't seen it. The Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
The trees are just unbelievably tall. Like, you wouldn't believe it. So there is like very dense forest that hasn't been discovered, or like it just cannot be. I don't know how to say it. It can't be looked at all times by mankind, right? Because it's just so tall and it's just so dense.
Yeah, but still, we would.
So that kind of gives them the idea that there could be a Sasquatch living somewhere in the Pacific Northwest.
But like we have like things like thermal thermal things, so we could able to like see the heat signatures of these creatures. So like,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, but
It's true.
I mean, I do get what you're saying though. Actually, back to the Joe Rogan podcast too. As the same episode, one of the guys was saying like, okay, maybe that's obviously not Bigfoot, but like some woman apparently saw something like Bigfoot there in the Pacific or whatever you just said.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, she saw something that looked like Bigfoot was walking, but it was actually a black bear, because a lot of black bears live there.
Yeah,
you've seen these videos of like these bears actually standing up and walking on all fours, right? Mm-hmm. It looks like a human being. It's kind of scary a little bit. So like from a distance, I would get why you'd think that, but like also you're kind of wobbling a little bit too, so you could clearly tell that's not really.
Another problem is I was watching this one show with my brother and my mom, and it's basically a show about people recording stuff on their cell phones, and it's like the supernatural.
Yeah.
But this one was just this guy who recorded something. He was in a lodge, and he was climbing mountains, and he claimed to have seen a Bigfoot from where his lodge was. Now, the problem with that is that could have been easily edited by video. Mm-hmm. That's one problem. Right? That could have easily been edited. Yep. Or two, I mean, for whatever reason, the guy just wouldn't zoom in, or he wouldn't go out to see what the creature is.
That's another thing, too.
So, I mean, it could have been a guy, but, I mean, come on.
Yeah, and then another thing I find really sketchy about those shows is they usually have the photos. They usually get photos of it, but the camera, they usually, the people taking the photos, I swear to God, they have Parkinson's, because the camera is always shaky. They're always doing this with the camera.
It wasn't that the camera was shaking or anything. It was just so far away that the depth perception was kind of like it could have been messed up. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it was computer edited.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we also have things you could zoom in, but like again, these ones I'm seeing, like the evidence they give us with the I used to watch those Bigfoot shows all the time because I thought it was real when I was younger. I was like, dude, it's badass. But then obviously, I was like, wait a minute. Every episode, they never find anything.
Yeah.
It's just some human being just making
Oh, man. I remember Jason and I used to watch one where it was just like these 6 hillbillies, and they just would walk out in the middle of the night.
What do you expect?
And they'd go monster hunting. And they had one guy who would build these elaborate traps, and every single time the trap would go off, but it wouldn't work. Every single time.
I'm not surprised.
And it was the funniest thing. It was just like these. It looked like the guys from Duck Dynasty, except a little bit poorer, and they run around with guns and they're like, we're gonna go shoot some
Bigfoot.
We're gonna shoot some Sasquatch or the Jersey Devil. We're gonna go shoot the Jersey Devil today.
All right.
And then they would like, we planted a camera right here. Let's see if we found any evidence. And it would just be like this blurry.
Yeah,
it would probably be like a wolf or something. It would just be like this blurry. Like, that's it. That's the Jersey Devil.
All these high tech technologies, but then every time something, it's usually they never catch it. They're never able to like actually adequately predict what it is or like find out what it is. You know.
Yeah.
But like again, I caught on to it earlier because every episode, literally I watch thousands upon thousands of episodes, but every single episode, it's like. We almost got it, but it wasn't it. I'm like, all right.
It's just like those ghost shows. I'm telling you, my mom and my brother watch those things obsessively. Just every single. I think they've watched about every Ghost Adventures at least twice. Ghost Adventurers. There's one like Ghost. What's the word? Ghost Detective.
Yeah.
And it was this one girl. She could see ghosts, and the other guy was an ex-cop, and he would do investigations, and they would come together at the end, and they would compare their findings, and every single time, especially with the ghost adventure guys, ghost hunters. They would like hear a sound and they go, "Oh my God! Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" Yeah, and they'd see like this moving light, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, it's a spirit."
No, honestly though, I gotta ask you a serious question. Do you actually believe in like ghosts and like?
Yeah, I believe in spirits
and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like for example, if you brought like those Ouija boards or whatever you call those things, if you brought that to me, or is it Ouija board, the one that she moves all the time? Yeah. If you brought that to me,
it's how you get like your own part of Satan or something like that.
I would flip out. I'd probably clock you in the head. Not gonna lie, because I actually believe those Those
because of that movie we watched, that one Monopoly night.
No.
What was that called?
It's like The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. Oh my god, that was so scary.
Not even that. I'm just saying in general, like, because I honestly believe
You're a good Christian boy, Dave. You don't want to bring that to your household.
Obviously, yeah. First of all, my mom would kill me. I'd get executed. And mom, so that's
your mom might actually kick you out of the house.
Yeah, I'm literally getting shipped back to Ghana. Like, so that's just that's it. And also, like, I don't know. I do believe they do exist, but like obviously the way they're portraying it in these movies, they're obviously just doing it for views and whatnot. But
sure.
Obviously, there's probably instances of like actual.
I feel like there's good energy and there's bad energy in some houses. I feel like like the Conjuring movie, for example, I don't think it was. Obviously, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, but, it was probably close to it, but like not even close. But like I don't know. I have a hard time kind of.
But I can see a place where there's like in the Conjuring 2, there was just a stubborn old man that didn't want to die, and he couldn't move on to the afterlife because of he made a deal with the spirit,
the evil spirit. Yeah.
Like I feel like there's some cases like that.
Yeah. Because I know there's actually like museums for like they have like the Annabelle dolls and all that. They actually have museums where they keep all those things.
Oh my goodness, those things are terrible.
Like, why would anyone even want to see that?
Exactly. People like that stuff, and people. You know what else people like? People will like the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. I guess that's where the most suicides take place.
Obviously, it's a giant bridge.
People will sit. There's like a hill where they can see like the edge of the bridge, and they'll just watch people kill themselves.
That's so fucked up.
And they'll do it for entertainment.
That's so fucked up. You should be going out there and be like, listen, guy, there's much more worth to life than what you think.
They're like, well, they've already made their decision.
See you later. Let's watch. It's like gladiator battles. Hey, that's just insane.
Some people, man,
that's nuts.
It's a strange world we live in.
Yeah, but bottom line though, I do believe spirits to exist.
Believe in spirits.
I think we should do. I think next episode or whatever. No, well, next episode, but another time we're trying to kind of delve deeper in that because I'll probably do more research on that stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. That'd be a good podcast.
Yeah,
maybe bring a paranormal expert like my mom in here who's watched every single ghost show imaginable.
Oh yeah, we should.
That'd be a good podcast. Looking ahead. So let's do the breakdown, Dave. What do you believe in? Is it a myth or do you believe it? Where do we begin with? Anti-vaxxers.
They're dumb, and you should get a vaccine.
Get the vaccine.
Get the vaccine.
2, flat earthers.
You're actually like you're missing a couple of chromosomes there, Chief.
That is
gotta be honest with you.
Not the smartest people.
Nope.
Bigfoot Yetis. Do we believe in them?
Bigfoot Yetis. I believe they existed once.
You think they're extinct now?
Yeah, they have to because again,
I don't know.
There's been so many opportunities to catch them, but then they never do.
Pacific Northwest, man. It's a different world. It's a different world.
I'm telling you, we have satellites.
I'm 50-50.
Beaming on everything. We got satellites up in space that could do things that could not be things people. It's pretty much sci-fi, pretty much. So I think I don't know.
I'm 50-50. I think there could be some sort of Sasquatch in the Pacific Northwest.
I believe they existed, but like I don't believe they exist now. Sorry, that's just me. Would have found them by now if they existed. So
the moon landing.
I believe that's real. I know you're kind of on the fence on that one, but I do believe that's real.
The first one in particular, I'm on the fence about.
Nah, I believe it's real, man.
I would never go out and like do rallies like, the Earth. The first moon landing was completely fake. I'd never do that. But I have my doubts. I have some doubts, and it's just because of the competition between the Russians and the United States at the time.
All right. I respect that.
In the last one,
dinosaurs obviously are real.
Dinosaurs are real. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Of course, dinosaurs are real.
Dinosaurs are definitely real.
Are they fabricated?
Oh,
maybe a little bit.
The scientist was saying that scientist, though, the paleontologist was saying they can never find. They usually get for the most part most of the bones. But you gotta understand these things have been in the soil for millions of years.
They've been dead for a while.
So definitely gonna be some decay in DNA and like
So some of the models I think they could be a little bit off.
Oh yeah, they have to.
Were there at one point huge giant reptiles roaming the planet? Yes.
What they look like, again, scientists are still on the fence of that because I was actually reading a thing recently and they were saying like some of these dinosaurs, like the T-Rex, may actually be covered with feathers, and usually the raw. Right.
Well, look at the Velociraptor. Remember the Velociraptor from just like if you look at the Velociraptor from the Jurassic Park to the Velociraptor now, the Velociraptor has a lot more feathers. It has they change
different looking. And also saying like those roars you hear in the Jurassic Park of like. those giant roars of the T-Rex.
Right.
They were saying it might actually be like bird sounds. Not gonna lie.
What?
Yeah, they're saying it might, like, instead of being medicine, not obviously like that, but it's like a low growling like bird. I don't know, like something like that. Nothing as
because they are. Yeah, they're very similar to birds. So I could see it.
Who knows? Again, we'll never find this out because listen, we can never even clone these things. So the half-life of DNA is like what, like 50 million years, or the DNA's full span. It's like 50 million. I don't know.
They did in Jurassic Park. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
So.
And what was the last one we talked about? Paranormal spirits.
Oh yeah, paranormal spirits. Obviously.
Do I believe in paranormal spirits? Yes.
Yes.
I believe some places have good energy, some places don't.
Exactly.
All right, so I think that about wraps this podcast up, Dave.
Definitely
a good one.
Yeah.
We got a little deep. That's what we wanted to do. That's what we were trying to do going forward. So thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for all the support so far. If you haven't subscribe and hit that little notification bell. That way,
get it right.
You know when every single Hicksey podcast comes out.
If you have any suggestions for like future episodes,
any suggestions, topics, and if you want to hop on the podcast,
just hit us up.
DM us.
We actually have Skype. We actually set up a Skype thing. So even if you're far away, you want to
if you don't want to hang out in my house, we can just do a Skype call. Yeah, it works just the same.
It works perfectly fine. So that's it.
Yeah. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Yep. Bye.